Peace and love. Hope all is well. Now in this video, we'll be bringing forward messages and guidance for those that are light workers. And we'll just be having a look to see what energy has to present to us today. Now, this is not a general read. The messages are intended to obviously resonate. And they are messages for all of us. And all of us that are light workers, obviously, but because we are light workers, our work is not just for ourselves, it's for everybody. Now, before I came to do the read, I had this energy like I needed to wash my hands before, like obviously connecting with the cards or pulling any cards or anything like that. Now, that's something that I've been feeling quite a lot actually recently, like a need to wash my hands, and not just that, it's like it goes hand in hand with the burning of sage. For some reason, it's almost like cleansing my hands before, shuffling the cards or connecting with energy. But then when I was washing my hands, I was getting a thought like, oh, is it related to COVID? But I just feel like it's more just in terms of like just actually cleansing my hands before connecting with the cards. Now, I don't know why, but I just feel like I want to say like, when it comes to me and my intuition and channeling, I knew that I was intuitive channel and that I could connect with energies, because the way that I learned to read tarot was not via the books or not via the book interpretations. I learned tarot just naturally, or just by using my intuition to come up with the interpretations of the card. And quite often, even when I don't know the interpretation of the card and I say my interpretation first, or what's coming to me, I read, and often it's in line or very similar to what the actual book interpretation says. But also I find that it allows me to go beyond reading the way that I do, not reading the book's interpretation. It allows me to always go beyond and feel more. And energy is able to speak through me, I think, more fluidly, because I don't have like the book's rigid definition. But this is just going to be for light workers, star seeds, earth angels. If you don't consider yourself to be any of the three, you can still watch, because it's just about understanding and just knowledge and light codes. Okay, so we'll be using the Dreams of Gaia Tarot and the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reid to bring forward these messages, and we'll also obviously be using our intuition. Abundance. Working with the earth. There's a need to work with the earth. Okay, they're asking, how can we deepen our connection to the earth? Are there ways that we can help one another thrive? And when they're saying that, are there ways that the earth can help you thrive? And are there ways that you can help the earth thrive? Are there things that you both can do, or things that you can do that will mutually benefit the both of you? And for some reason I'm getting like gardening is a mutual benefit of the both of you and earth, or us and earth, as human beings and earth. It's that as we are planting seeds and taking care of earth and the earth's gardens, it's that we are grounding, we are connecting with nature, we are receiving like nutrients and codes from the earth. And for some reason I'm getting like, when you are planting seeds or planting plants or something to do like farming, you also connect with the animals. But it's something like they're bringing me to, do you know like how does everything's in sync, or the bees will produce honey and that's a benefit for us or whatever. It's like you're in farming, in planting, you are connecting with the insects that eat these leaves or vegetables that are growing. You help other animals, foxes, rabbits or whatever, that also are eating these vegetables. I'm being shown like how hippos help the ecosystem in Africa or wherever they are by like burrowing through the grass and making tunnels for the water to flow. It's almost like you add a purpose by gardening, or is gardening. I just feel like we need to take a bigger role when it comes to plant life. For some reason, I'm getting the energy that humans could be doing more when it comes to nature, and we could be helping we could be helping the animals a lot more. Okay, so right now we have the faith card coming out, but if you see this individual's holding a plant and she has all the animals around her, all the elements of nature around her actually stood up on her tortoise back. But okay, I'm hearing it's been a long time coming, something's been slow, and it's this realization, this message that's about to be expressed. It's that all this time we've been having the animals serve us. We've given them the purpose to die for us to be our food. We put them through so much trauma and stress, but where is our help? Where are we helping them? Energy saying we do help them in terms of vets and those kind of things, but we need to be connected with our heart center more, and realizing that these animals and all these other elements of nature are just a reflection of us, that we are one and the same, that we feel the same, that our hearts are no different, that our hearts carry the same function of connecting us to love and being a portal of love. What else do we have for LightWorkers March 2021? What else do we need to hear or be reminded of? Okay. We need to be reminded that there is femininity within masculinity. I'm hearing stop robbing yourself from all sides of yourself. They were saying first, stop robbing yourself from your femininity, but then they were saying all sides of yourself, because like some of you may... in fact, yeah, does it even matter? Stop robbing yourself from your femininity, regardless of if you're a man or a woman. Embrace it. The Divine Feminine's wanting to pop her cards again and say, like, embrace me, acknowledge me. I can help you expand. I can help you become something that you haven't yet even perceived. I can help you move in ways that are so in sync and so in flow. When your masculinity causes you to act impulsively, I can slow you down. I can help you take control of that impulsiveness. I can help you not be afraid of your masculinity or of your controlling ways, which is the Divine Feminine is relating that to masculinity, that the controlling ways is the masculine energy. She's saying, I can help you navigate through those ways. I can help you see that there's nothing wrong with those ways. It's about balance. It's about integrating them into the wholeness of your being and not having them be your sole determining characteristics of who you are. I can help you see differently. It's like, we're still learning who we are. We're still learning the many layers to our beingness. We're still learning that our journey here in life is about acceptance. And what I'm being brought to is that by the end of life, the one realization that we should really be able to come to is that everybody's truth is true, or that everybody holds a part of the truth. Everybody holds a part of the truth in their heart. Again, that we all are one and the same. that we all just express differently, but we're all singing the same tune. That we are literally interconnected and tied together regardless of our wanting to be tied together. Because we are children of the stars. We are children of light. As children of light are tied together. I just keep getting this energy of working with the earth, and not just the earth but the animals. We need to work with the awareness of the animals as well. Include the awareness of the animals, include the intelligence of the animals. We can't go forward thinking that we are the only wise beings. They're saying that within us and within us wise beings, there are many levels to being wise, to being woke. The same is for animals. This same, think outside of yourself, think outside of even the animals. Think that there are different levels of intelligence when it comes to animals. That in a family of dogs, you get a runt, and obviously if you get a runt, then you must get one that is more intelligent. And they're not saying that literally, they're just meaning like there are differences. Some animals could even be wiser than some humans basically, but we're not giving them the opportunity to express. We're not giving ourselves the opportunity to listen to them, to connect with their energy, to use our spiritual gifts to connect with them. Okay, I'm hearing that basically like humans lost our way when we disconnected from everything else, when we thought that we only needed to listen to our voices, when we thought that we only needed to hear ourselves. That was a part in the forgetting of our spiritual gifts and the spiritual world, really, because it's like we lost our connection in the physical world, which then kind of severed our connection in the energetic world, if that makes sense. Because I'm being shown like speaking to animals, speaking to trees, there was a point in time when that was very much so normal, when everybody interacted with everything and everyone on a spiritual, psychic, quantum level. And when when our ego began to take over, when our greed began to take over, when our love of materialistic things began to take over, that's when our spiritual connection got severed, because we wasn't listening. We wasn't listening to anything outside of ourselves. The scribe has come out. He wasn't listening. We wasn't perceiving what was in the energetic world, because we thought that we had all the wisdom, that we thought that we was the most powerful, and that lie still goes on now. We're in a period of time where we are, and I want to say that where the spiritual community is trying to let everybody else know that hasn't opened their eyes, that we are so far behind, and that we are not the most intelligent, that we have experienced a lot of this before, that a lot of the technology, probably all of the technology really, if you want to go there, like probably all technology has probably already been discovered. That all the technology that we think we are privy to, all the technology that we think we have made in this lifetime was probably already, out there, somewhere, someplace, probably already existed on Earth at one point. I'm getting bees in the trap, surrounded by honey. So everything seems sweet, but everything's not sweet. The people will realise that everything's not sweet, but okay, what energy is saying is like knowledge is power, and they will realise. But really what we have to do is be accountable for ourselves, be accountable for what teachings we are absorbing into our systems, what light we are kind of seeking, what guidance we are seeking, who we are seeking it from. But again, this card is just giving me the energy of we have to focus upon our own learning, our own studying. We can encourage people to study and learn and get to know themselves on a deeper level. But at the end of the day, you can't force nobody to do the work. You can't do the work for anybody else. You can only do your own work. We're just being reminded to always do our own work. To never try force anybody to do work. To never try and do somebody else's work for them. To never try and put somebody else's healing before yours. Don't put somebody else's ascension before yours. That's one of the worst things you can do. Because who says that your help is going to actually help somebody? Who says that your attempt is going to be successful? Therefore, if it's not, this person is still in the same place and you have stopped yourself from ascending. Quite often when you try and help somebody and it doesn't go nowhere, you get depleted and in your energy, you know, there's a level of disappointment or a level of like dissatisfaction. Or just the fact that sometimes you have to literally come out of alignment and where you are and go and vibrate at a level that somebody else is. And sometimes that is lower than your own. So energy is just saying, remember to always focus upon your ascension. If it's vice versa and you have to increase your vibration to reach somebody else's, then great. But they're even saying that's also not necessarily a great thing. They're saying that can also be damaging to increase your vibration when it's not necessary or when you're not ready or when those energies are not in alignment with you. You can still, you can shift vibration whenever you like, really. It's about setting the intention to do so. Connecting with your breath and putting your body in the right state to basically just be relaxed. Relaxation is immediate. It's an immediate raising of vibration. Fear, anger, aggression, sadness, worry is a depletion of your vibration. It's like the more energy or the more emotional energy or the more destructive the emotional content or the energy that you are kind of holding is the lower your vibration is, the slower your vibration is, and the more peaceful you are, the more loving energy that you are feeling is, the higher your vibration is, the quicker your vibration is going. And I don't know why they're giving me speed like slow and fast, but that's just the way I'm feeling it. Okay, so we're going to pull one final card from this deck for March 2021 for Lightworkers. And then we'll move to the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reed. Okay. So immediately we're being asked to look at our scars. Also look at our past. They're saying look at your past. Imagine your future. And look where you are now. And even though your future hasn't happened, and even though really your past hasn't happened, when you look at your past, when you think about your past, you don't get an accurate depiction of your past. Anything that, your memory is not your past. Your memory is a fragment of your imagination regarding your past. So what energy is saying is look at your past, imagine your future, look where you are now. And I don't know why they're saying that, but that's the clear message that I'm getting. Look at your past, imagine your future, and look where you are now. There's something about nothing exists except this now moment. You can be anything in this now moment. Anything that happened in the past, even if it was good, isn't there. It's there, you know, obviously it happened, it was a moment, and it's still in existence because time never dies, or like energy never dies, but this is just the way the message is coming out. Your past isn't there, it's gone, it's done. It's not there anymore. It is there, but you know, it's not there anymore. Your future is ahead of you. It's not there. It's not happened. It's not occurred. There's nothing to perceive because it's not there. Even though we can tap into timelines of the future. But that's not the point, again. And now look at your current moment. There's nothing to base this current moment on if the past is not there. Nothing to base this current moment on if the future is not there. There is just this current moment, and if there's nothing to base it on, all that means is to just live it, to just express, to just be, to be authentic, to have no expectation, to have no weight on your shoulders. There's no possibility to be disappointed. Just to experience. You basically, they want energies telling us to be mindful, to be present. There's something about being in our most peaceful flow state. Dwelling upon the past, dwelling upon the future is stagnant. It causes stagnant energy. We're being called to just be as present and within the moment as we can, going forward. I'm also getting like Pisces energy for some reason. Okay, so we're going to move to the Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron Reid. Okay. Now, for some reason, I'm getting a message on sexuality before I've even pulled these cards, but I'm going to hold these a second. For some reason, the message that I was getting, and it was coming through pretty clear and pretty strongly, was there's a need to clear certain perspectives when it comes to sexuality within the spiritual community for some reason. And then what I was also getting, and I am going to just express it, energy was saying more so within the black spiritual community. Okay. Energy saying it's either oneness or it's nothingness. It's either oneness or it's nothing. You can't have oneness and have separation. See, sometimes it's hard to do these readings because energy is also saying, but you can have oneness and have separation. And you will have oneness and separation, because when oneness is expressing, that's when separation will be at its highest. Not necessarily when separation will be at its highest, but those who still express or embody separation, it's like that will be the highest vibration of separation within them, if that makes sense. Okay, so we have imperfect harmony, divine matrix. But sorry, yes, there's a need to clear perspectives in the black spiritual community regarding sexuality. They're saying like black people hold on to certain perspectives because they're saying like it's a fear to be free and a fear to be able to express freely on a complete level. And just saying femininity also within the black man, perspectives on that needs clearing. Again, they're relating it to the ability to be able to express freely and the fear. There's fear around that within black men and just within the black community. Okay, let's move on. Imperfect harmony, divine matrix. So we have 1144 on the cards. I'm not sure actually. I see something spinning. I want to say like a portal opening again. Similar energy to what I was getting from Bob, but this doesn't feel like I'm not getting anything to do with Egypt or anything like that. Imperfect harmony. Divine Matrix. I don't know why, but energy's been making me seize a lot in these reads. I'm really not sure. Okay, okay. They're saying that there's going to be a moment when people are going to feel lost, when everyone's going to feel lost, when we're going to feel disconnected. They're saying don't be fooled, it's going to be your time of being most connected. It's almost like they show me an eclipse and the sun when they come together and it's blackness. That the blackness is representing the disconnection, but the moon and the sun being so close together, blocking one another, is representing like the connection being its strongest, being most connected. I feel like this is something coming up, but basically what it is, it's telling us that when we are going to feel most disconnected, it's when we are actually most connected. Okay, I'm getting darkness relating to the Matrix. There could be some darkness coming up for the collective on a grand scheme. Basically what we need to remember when there's this darkness happening or when there's this chaos going on around the world, I don't know, I'm seeing people running and chaos and drama and even like maybe police or riots, or I'm hearing like an Armageddon type energy or a protest or something. Just any kind of darkness that happens collectively. Could even be natural disaster or whatever. But whatever darkness happens collectively, we're being reminded that we're never alone basically. The light's with us, our spirit team's with us, our guardian angels are with us, so we might feel that we're alone, but we're not. We're always supported energetically. They're saying all you have to do is connect with your heart, and even when it's hard to because there's so much noise going on, do it. Connect with your heart. Even if everybody's running in the street and you have to stop in the middle of the street and put your hand on your heart, it'll be worth it. Even if danger is coming closer to you, putting your hand on your heart is like the most protection that you could ever have. And it's like, yes, your heart is a portal of love and a portal like to the universe, but it's like, it's the energy of love that is your protection. The energy of love is your savior. The energy of love is what will keep you calm, keep you grounded, keep the fear away, keep the fear at bay. The energy of love. Just remember that just remember that we're always here. We're always with you. They also say in times of chaos, again, what about the animals? If the humans are in chaos, the ones that seem to think that they control the planet, the ones that do control the planet, the ones that control the animals and tell the animals what they do and tell the animals that their purpose is to be our food, if we are in chaos and we are running, how are they feeling? They're saying also think about the animals. The animals don't speak physically, but they're saying that they are way more empathic than we are. They're even saying way more sentient than we are in terms of like feeling. So just imagine the chaos that they are feeling, the chaos that they are experiencing. There's a need for us to something like calm the animals in times of chaos. Think about the animals in times of chaos. Connect with the animals in times of chaos, or that in times of chaos the animals will keep you grounded or keep you calm or keep you sane or will help you channel this chaotic energy or something. There's something like the animals are very wise. We could learn a lot from the animals. We can benefit a lot from the animals. But again, there's this energy that we need to really be co-creating with the animals from March and going forward. That is a big message for March. Co-creating with the animals, with the animal kingdom, giving them their respect, their rightful respect. It's almost like giving back their respect. It's just like this generation of human, or this last generation of human, I don't mean the last generation as in the youngest kids. I mean, like, in terms of like a lifetime, or not a lifetime, sorry. I can't explain it, but do you like how you would have the Egyptians, the Mayans, as it's like this lifetime we are very much so, sorry, this group of humans is very much so disconnected to the animals, to the natural world. I just feel like we're way more disconnected than any other time that people have been on Earth, and that may not be true in terms of like 100% of fact, but energies let me know that we are very, 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 very disconnected on a big level, on a grand level, and we've made big strides. That we're coming into harmony with the animals. More and more of us are connected with the animals. The animals are. It's like their life is being recognised more and more every single day in their eyes, that they are actual being. But we are very disconnected, and the thing it's all to do with how we're brought into the world. We're brought into the world to be disconnected. They say we're not made connected when we're brought into the world. They're saying the system is designed to not facilitate your connection to the world. In fact, it encourages your forgetting of your connection to this world, to the animals, to energy, to all things that are you. Okay, let's pull maybe one or two more cards. And close out or clarify the read. I'm hearing Bob Marley's song One Love Again. Now it's putting the focus on one heart. I feel like that was a message in this read actually, about the animal's heart is the same as our heart. It has the same purpose, to connect us to love, to be a portal of love. It serves the same function. He's saying one love, one heart is what Bob Marley's saying. Okay, so we're going to shuffle 4 more times, and if we don't get a card out, we're going to pull the card that's on top of the deck. So 1, 2, 3, okay. Let it go. Okay. You can see how this heart just came out with what Bob Marley was just saying, and how these two birds are connected. It's like we are connected to the animals, we are connected, our hearts are connected. At the bottom of the deck we have the royal you. The royal us is the us that knows himself, knows herself, knows themselves. The royal you is the you that knows yourself to be connected to all things love, to all things of the heart, to all things of feeling, of emotion. But we are tied together, not just us as human beings, but us with the animals and with all things that are sentient, and plants and objects and the air that we breathe. Everything is in perfect harmony. Everything works together in perfect harmony. Every single element of this world that we see, that we feel, that we don't see, is working together in harmony. Everything happens in divine timing, in divine timing. It all works with us, through us, around us. And it's time that we recognize our specific roles. 34 on the clock. Our specific roles. Again, that's what energy is, going back to the beginning of the read. What is our specific roles as humans? If we've given the animals specific roles to be food, which is a very shallow function, and I want to say a disgusting, if we've a disgusting purpose to give something to die for our food, to die for our stomachs. No. But sorry, that's just a bit of my personal opinion coming out as well. But there's a need for us to find our role. Again, it keeps bringing back to the ecosystem. What is our role in terms of like helping the flow of nature, just like other animals are. Just like other animals do, sorry. We really need to learn how to be of service to nature, basically. All of us. They say not just light workers, even the everyday person. The everyday person are the people that kind of keep this world running. It's the everyday person that needs, they're saying the everyday person, instead of acting mindlessly serving the system, they need to act mindlessly in serving nature. And that makes perfect sense to me. And I think we'll leave this video on that message. So light workers, I thank you for joining me and being present with me. I send you love, gratitude, respect, peace, abundance. I thank you for joining me. Peace and love. Ashe.